Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the National Press Club. My name is Monroe Carmen. I'm president of the club and editor-at-large at Bloomberg Business News. I'd like to welcome club members and their guests in the audience, as well as those of you watching on C-SPAN or listening on National Public Radio or the global internet computer network. Before introducing our head table, I'd like to remind you all of our upcoming speakers. On Thursday, February 23rd, Michael Heyman, Secretary of the Smithsonian, will present a speech entitled "The Future of the Smithsonian." On Monday, February 27th, Willem Koch, Prime Minister of the Netherlands, will address this club audience. Transcripts and videotapes of press club luncheons are available by calling 1-800-500-9911. If you have any questions for our speaker, you'll find cards at your table. Write the questions on the cards, pass them up, and I'll ask as many as time permits. I'd now like to introduce our head table guests and ask them to stand briefly when their names are called. Excuse me. Adriel Bettelheim of the Denver Post. Marshall Cohen, freelance photojournalist. Susan Spalding, the Daily Oklahoman. Sarah McClendon, McClendon News Service. Jeff Levine of CNN. Leonard Horn, President and Chief Executive Officer of Miss America Organization. Mark Johnson, Media General News Service and Chairman of the National Press Club Speaker Committee. Doris Margolis, President of Editorial Associates and member of the NPC Speaker Committee, who arranged this luncheon. Udo Kelch, Washington Bureau Chief, NDR, WDR, German Radio. Paul Berry, anchor, reporter, WJLA TV, Washington, D.C. Lawrence Barrett, Time Magazine. Tom Squitieri, USA Today. And Michael Brumas, the Birmingham News. I'd also like to thank staff members Melissa Bender, Pat Nelson, Melanie Abdo-Dermot, and Jeff Tarbell for organizing today's luncheon. Our speaker today is remarkable in many ways. She is beautiful, gracious, personable, an honor society student at Jacksonville State University in Alabama, and an accomplished ballerina. But she is more than that. She is a highly motivated and determined individual who believes that through hard work and positive self-esteem, anything is possible. She has not let her 95% hearing loss bar her from achieving what most people can only dream about. Although only 21 years of age, she has served on the Alabama Governor's Task Force for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. She is currently an executive member of the President's Committee on Employment of People with Disabilities. She is also the creator of the Inspiring Stars program, Success Through Action and Realization of Your Dreams. Today, she will announce a public service initiative to promote early detection of deafness. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure and admiration that I present to you Heather Whitestone, Miss America, 1995.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. I'm honored to be invited here today to share some thoughts about being Miss America, especially during the 75th anniversary of our organization. I also have an exciting announcement to make about a very important public service campaign. But before we do that, let me quickly review my year as Miss America. I will never forget the night that I was crowned Miss America. You have probably seen the news reports on TV. I could not hear them announce my name. I knew that if Miss Virginia started to cry, then I had not won. But she did not cry. She pointed to me, and that's when I realized I had to be chosen. Since that night, I have learned what a challenging and rewarding job it is to be Miss America. And I mean job. Since September, I have traveled 20,000 miles a month, changing my location every 18 to 36 hours, addressing schools, corporations, and community groups, spreading my message to the American people. I have met and worked with leaders of Congress, heads of corporations, and Hollywood stars. I was appointed to the board of the President's Committee on Employment of People with Disability. And I even had a privilege of signing the national anthem at the Super Bowl before a worldwide of more than 200 million people. My schedule also included the kickoff last month of our 75th anniversary. At a press event in New York City, we made several announcements that we feel how dramatically Miss America has changed over the years. And today, more than ever, we offer young American women an opportunity to advance their own lives and the lives of others. But more on that later. Who is Miss America today? You may be wondering. To understand who we are today requires a brief review of our history, since it reflects how the Miss America organization has mirrored the evolution of women's roles in our society. The Miss America competition began in 1921 as a baby beauty contest held for fun on the beaches of the Atlantic City. What began as a tourism stunt quickly gained popularity, and a tradition was born. By 1945, the organization began to take steps to shift its focus from service beauty to reflect a deeper meaning. With that, Miss America scholarships were born. And I'm pleased to say that in the past 5 years, our organization has provided more than $100 million in scholarship to motivate young women across the country, $24 million last year alone. Today, the Miss America organization is the single largest provider of scholarships exclusively for women in the world. But while the scholarship program bolstered the pageant's popularity in the 40s, it was the dawn of television in the 1950s that brought Miss America into every living room in the country. Television gave new dimensions to Miss America, awarding her instant recognition and fame nationwide. But today, the Miss Americas is the fourth longest running live event in television history. And to celebrate our 75th anniversary, this year's telecast on September 16 will be a special 3-hour event that will have universal appeal, so that even people who are not fans of the Miss America pageant will not want to miss it. Trust me. Because of television, Miss America was fast becoming a Hollywood-like celebrity, a symbol of beauty and glamour. But like the rest of the country, the 1960s brought a new social awareness to our organization, and the beauty queen image that was Miss America quickly gave way to real-life role models committed to social cause. Miss America and our state title holders began using the high-profile image to speak out on such topics as the women's movement, civil rights, and the Vietnam War. When American women began breaking the glass ceiling in the 1970s and early 80s, their ambition and our outspokenness produced a new breed of contested, educated, determined, and goal-driven, yet caring and compassionate. From these roots sprang the concept of the personal platform, an important social issue of concern to Miss America and our society at large. The platform was formally included in the competition in the late 80s. It is now an important aspect of each contestant's evaluation. Today, each new Miss America's identity is shaped not by some aspect of her physical appearance or personality, but by her commitment and dedication to her chosen platform issue in this way. The organization's history has mirrored the evolution of women and society in general. But let me take a minute to talk about the future. At our 75th anniversary kickoff last month, Horn, our CEO, announced 2 new programs are sure to shape the future of the Miss American organization. The first is the creation of the Miss America Foundation to support programs that all promote education and achievement of women and young girls who otherwise would never have benefited from the Miss America organization resources. Our goal is to expand the benefit of the Miss America program beyond our contestants, using our name to support projects undertaken with other deserving organizations. In addition, the Miss America organization has extended the personal platform concept to adopt a new corporate platform of community service. To help bring this to life, we have formed a partnership with the President Corporation for National Service, which is compatible with our mission in 2 ways. First, our contestants can address their personal platforms through ongoing community service projects managed by the Corporation for National Service on the local level. And our network of more than 300,000 volunteers can participate in these community service projects, in addition to running our state and local competitions. I think it's clear from these projects that the Miss America organization's future is about using the power of the crown to improve our society. It is about looking at the outward rather than looking inward, seeking to use our resources to help others rather than judge the contestant aspiring to be Miss America. But beyond representing the Miss American organization, during our 75th anniversary year, I am focusing most of the time on my own personal platform. In October, I launched my platform in a press conference on Capitol Hill, hosted by the members of the Alabama State Delegation. I cannot tell you how pleased I am to represent the state of Alabama and to be the first woman with a disability to serve as Miss America. As such, I realize that I represent 49 million Americans with disability by putting a human face on this issue, which many people still will not discuss, and by showing our country that we can overcome the obstacles and achieve our dreams. But I did not earn this title because I am deaf or because I have a disability. Like all other former Miss America, I was selected because I am a woman who is not afraid to take chances, stand up, and be counted, and make and also make a positive contribution to our society. My platform is a reflection of who I am and my experiences. As you may know, I have been profoundly deaf since I was 18 months old. Without my hearing aid, I hear nothing. But that didn't stop my family. When people told them that a normal life for me would be impossible. The word impossible has never been in my family's vocabulary. My mother invested a great deal of time and energy into teaching me to focus on my abilities rather than my disability. She told me early on that the last 4 letters of the word American spell I can. This, plus a strong faith in God, led me to my platform topic, which I have titled, Anything is Possible. I have chosen to direct my platform to America's youth. In reaching out to them, I am advocating an approach I call STARS. Success through action and realization of your dreams. The 5 points of the STARS continually remind me of these very important elements of success. First is have a positive attitude. Second is a dream, especially education. Third is face your obstacles, no matter how great they are. Fourth is to work hard. And fifth is to build a support team. Having a positive attitude has been a key to my success. Sure, there have been times when I attempted to let my disability to get in my way. But with the support of others, I continue to set my goals high and work hard to achieve them. Through my platform and similar efforts, I truly believe we are having a positive impact on youth, both disabled and non-disabled, through this country. I can see it in their eyes, in their face, when I speak to them. They want to believe in themselves and the future of our country. Yet I could not have accomplished so much in such little time without the people and organizations that have joined me in this effort. Organizations like Alexander Graham Bell Association for the Deaf. This group has supported my work from the moment I was crowned. It has been instrumental in the development of a groundbreaking new campaign that I have the privilege of announcing today. Clearly, my own background demonstrates the importance of early detection of hearing loss. When I lost my hearing as a baby, my family noticed it. It had to be tested immediately. The early detection of my hearing loss enabled my family to act quickly. As a result, I received the educational help and encouragement I needed right away. I cannot stress enough how critical this was to my own development. But not every child is so lucky. Today, more than 23,000 million Americans live with a hearing loss of some kind. And 1 in every 200 babies born this year will be affected by a hearing disorder. Hearing impairment is more common than any other disability that children are regularly tested for. Yet despite this fact, only 5 to 8% of babies are screened for hearing impairment each year. In fact, the average age of detection is 2.5 years, long after speech and language development have been affected. Our nation's children who are deaf or hard of hearing are losing a critical window of opportunity because of delayed detection. I believe we have the power to change that. Today, I am pleased to announce the largest effort aimed at promoting early detection of deafness and hearing loss in our country's history, and one of the largest public service campaigns ever involving a Miss America. The multimedia public service campaign will include 1,000 billboards nationwide worth more than $1 million, reaching an average daily circulation of more than 35 million people. Okay? It's cute. And this is the billboard. Also, television public service announcements will reach an audience of 20 to 30 million households. Thank you. The value of airtime is estimated at nearly $1 million. Plus, NPC has agreed to air a separate PSA on early detection as part of it. The more you know during network prime time. But that's not all. Press materials will also be provided to weekly newspapers around the country, and PSAs will be distributed to more than 6,000 radio stations. Through this astounding effort, which begins in mid-March, we will be able to reach millions of parents across America with a powerful message that early detection can make all the difference in a child's life. Most importantly, these campaigns will help drive down the average age of hearing loss detection. It allows families to ensure their children are given the right educational opportunities and communications choice to help them succeed. For me, the right choice was to learn to speak. For others, it may be to learn speech or sign language or to explore other options. But none of these options can be meaningful without early detection. Like anyone, these children have hearts and minds and the power to rise above their challenges. They need only to be given a chance through early detection. But before I end it, let me take this opportunity to thank a truly dedicated team of people who have given their time and effort to make this possible. It's hard to express how much I appreciate their contribution to this important cause. First, our partner in this effort, the Alexander Graham Bell Association for the Deaf, for their leadership in developing this campaign. Special thanks also goes to the Outdoor Advertising Association of America for sponsoring the Billboard campaign, to Communicore and Natus Medical. Thank you for underwriting the press materials and radio PSAs. And finally, of course, to the Miss American organization for giving me this opportunity as Miss America to speak out on behalf of deaf and hearing impaired children and all children, whether they have disabilities or not, through my platforms. This campaign and winning Miss America are both dreams come true for me. But even in the short time that I have served, I have learned that being Miss America is not about fancy lunch or being treated like a celebrity. It is about sacrifice, giving up my personal life, especially for 1 year, to help others have a better life. I could not give myself to a better cause than to help our nation's children succeed. Who knows? Along my way, I could be helping a future lawmaker or astronaut or teacher or even maybe a future Miss America. After all, anything is possible. Thank you.
And now the questions. When and how did you first become interested in competing for the title of Miss America?
Okay. When I first competed for Miss Alabama, I was a freshman in college. I entered this pageant because I needed scholarships to further my education at college. And Miss America organization had wonderful scholarship available to young ladies. So that's why I entered it. But really, a year before I won Miss America, I visited Atlantic City to watch Miss America pageant, and I saw what a unique opportunity Miss America has to make a difference in this country. During my high school and college years, I have tried to tell people, especially young people who gave up their dream too fast, and I said, when you fail, it doesn't mean a dead end street. It should provide you another opportunity to find a different solution. But it wasn't strong enough. My advice was not strong enough. So I looked at Miss America crown, I thought, maybe, this crown gave me a tool to challenge them harder. It worked, it really did. So that's why I entered it. Okay.
You have a great interest in the arts, particularly the dance.
It is?
The dance,
Okay.
right? Are you doing anything with disability organizations to make the arts more available to people with disabilities?
To art more?
To the arts. Are you working with disability organizations to make the arts more available to people with disabilities?
I believe so. I believe it helps more with the people who have disability, because I have seen so many people give other people a chance to be themselves and look at their abilities first. And I really believe it helps a lot more, yes. Okay, am I answering correctly there? Or did I misunderstand the question?
I think they were...
Okay, maybe I need to read
All right, yes.
rather than, yeah. I take responsibility. Okay, you have a great interest in the art, and you're doing to make the art. Oh, to make the art more. Oh yes, definitely. Okay, I misunderstood, but I take responsibility. Thank you. Yes, definitely. I remember when I went to public school, I was a little girl, and I knew I was different from them because the communication was so much easier for them, but not for me. But when I was in dance class with other students who are hearing, I felt accepted. I could do like what they do. And it helped me to build self-esteem, and I really believe it helped me to compete for the Miss America pageant too. So I truly believe arts. I'm sure there are more available, because I remember when I traveled across the country, so many of them do drawing art. There are a lot of arts available to the people with disability. I believe that. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you. As you've traveled throughout the country, what have you noticed about the effectiveness or lack of effectiveness of the Americans with Disabilities Act, the law governing accommodations for people with disabilities. Have you noticed?
Okay, as I travel across the country,
yes.
what have I affected the ADA law?
Have you seen the effect of it on helping people with disabilities?
Okay, yeah, I have seen a lot more and more people are aware of the ADA. Unfortunately, there's some situations they are not aware of the ADA law. But remember, I don't believe success should happen. It should take time. And we have to plan to make it happen. So they're working on it. I'm sure we're working very hard to bring more awareness to our country. Yeah. Okay.
On the Miss America contest, do you think that other competitions, such as Miss Teenage America and Miss USA, lessen the prestige of the Miss America title? Is there overkill in this whole area of contest?
The overkill. Okay, what did that mean?
Too much. Is there too much in terms of Miss Teenage America, Miss USA, Miss Universe? Is there too much?
Too much? Is there overkill? I mean, you mean there's too much pageants going on?
Yes.
Well, remember, we have the freedom here in this country. If anybody wants to make more pageants, that's fine. But we're different. Miss America's pageant is so different from any other pageant. We're different. Okay?
On your early detection, does early detection of hearing loss require a visit to a doctor or clinic? If so, how do families living on limited incomes provide for this necessity?
Yeah, that's a very good question, yes. If the family knows that a child have problem with hearing, they need to immediately go to the children's doctors for a screening test. Now, there are some people, who have very little money, but really the Medicare or public health clinic, I believe I'm correct. Let me check, but I'm sure there's the Medicare. Let me just make sure. I'm sure, yes. The Medicare and the public health clinic, they will be happy to help to test the child if they have hearing loss or not. So there are many ways. Yeah. Okay. Oh, also one more thing. I'm sorry.
Sure.
There's some areas do not have that kind of help. Still, there's more hope. Let's see. Yeah, they can call the Alexander Graham Bell Association for the Deaf, or American Speech Hearing Association, or the American Academy of Audiology, or the American Academy of Ear, Nose, Throat Physician. So they can call and get free information from them. I mean, especially like Alexander Graham Bell Association for the deaf, but they could get more free information. But there's more hope. Trust me, there's more hope, yeah.
Some in the deaf community favor sign language over oral communication. Why did you choose speech over sign language?
Okay. Yeah, this is the question they ask me a lot since I was Miss America. I understand that. Really, I worked very hard to learn how to speak. This is not a very easy task for any deaf person to learn how to speak. And it took me 6 years to say my last name correctly. I want to be true to myself. I want to be myself. So I want to take advantage of my hard work. But I'm not saying I'm against sign language. I do know sign language. And most of the time when I give speech, it's difficult for me to speak and sign at the same time because it's like two different languages at the same time. And I also learned to sign when I was in high school. But I really respect sign language, and that's fine with me. Yeah.
Well, one questioner wants to ask whether you can please show us how to say anything is possible in sign language.
Okay. Anything is possible. I think, am I right? Yeah. Anything is possible. Yeah.
Does
Okay.
your speaking schedule include any appearances in other countries? So many countries need to hear your message.
Yeah, I would love to go to another country to give us my message about my STARS program. But unfortunately, as Miss America, I have to reach out to the youth in America, and they don't want them more. We need to help our American first. And I'm sure there's possibility I may visit another country after my year of service as Miss America is over. Yeah, okay.
With your busy schedule, how do you stay fit? Do you still dance? Do you play any sports? And
Okay.
wait a minute.
Okay.
Do you eat special foods like chocolate ice cream?
Ooh, okay. Well, really, before I became Miss America, I danced 5 days a week for 2 or 3 hours a day. I could eat anything I want to. It was wonderful. But after I became Miss America, because I travel in the airplane every other day, and also I live in a hotel. And most hotels don't have dance studio, but lift weight, weight room, and I'm not that crazy about lift to weight. But so, I try to use my creativity. I do aerobic on the TV show, on videotape. I also dance, but it's bar exercise because most hotels don't have a big space for me to dance, chop a ton. I do watch what I eat now because I don't dance every day. But I still eat chocolate. Look at this. But I didn't finish it because I feel guilty. I want to go back to dance in Miss America, and that's why I'm watching what I eat so I don't look like I'm overweight when I come back to dance studio. So, okay.
How has your religious faith affected your pursuit of goals, such as competing for the Miss America title?
Yeah, I really believe, and I know that some people in this country don't agree with me, and that's okay. But I truly believe Jesus is my key to my success. Jesus taught me how to overcome my obstacle. But not everyone agree with me, but it does make a big difference in my life. Yeah.
What's next for you? School, graduate work? What are your plans after the Miss America title?
Okay, is that okay? What's next for you? Oh, okay,
After
school.
the America
Okay.
title? Do you return to school,
Yeah.
etc.? What are your plans?
Okay, yeah. I have not graduated from my college yet, and I plan to go back to school after I give my title as Miss America. And I would love to continue to promote my STARS program because I have received so many invitations. They want me to spread about my message. Also, I would love to continue to dance so I can feel free. And I hope I own a condo at the beach. There's a possibility I won't. Cost a lot of money though.
Some people in our audience today
Okay.
are not familiar with the President's Committee on Employment of Persons with Disability. Could you please tell us a little more about that?
Okay, yes, okay, I would be pleased to. I was appointed soon after I became Miss America, and what they're hoping to give people with disability have the equal rights with other people who don't have disability. Like, for example, like American with disability act, the ADA law. That's their job to help them to get the opportunity for themselves, for their abilities and not disabilities. So really, I'm not a lawyer, and but I am very pleased to be part of this group because I would be so happy to help any way I can with them, like early detection, to give them a children who are losing their hearing loss, give them a chance with early detection. And if you want to know more about him, there's Eddie here. He worked for the President Committee with on the employment of people with disability. He is wonderful. He helped me so much when I travel, and I really appreciate his. But he will be happy to tell you more about it. Yeah. Okay.
Here's a question from a fellow that is in Birmingham, Alabama. What can be done to improve and expand the Alabama Institute for the Deaf and Blind? Is it an institution capable of advancing your cause?
Okay, you mean like improving my cause? Okay. I try to get this his point.
Oh,
Okay.
Can that institution be used to advance your cause for early detection of hearing and...
Yes.
Do you know this institution?
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
I visited them.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. They work very well right now, and they teach like both oral and sign language, and it's very much like other schools for the deaf across the country. But I don't know why they say not approved, but I think it went really well right now. And I'm sure more and more parents will go to that school to get information about the communication option and what they can do to help their children who have hearing problems. Like, for example, they can tell them, like, what can they do with a mainstream or when they go to a special school and things like that. So this is a pretty tough question. Okay.
What advice would you give to young girls who aspire to be Miss America someday?
Definitely. This is my only advice. Just be yourself. That's it. Just be yourself. What I'm saying is, don't hire a coach to tell you what to say to the judges. No. We want the women to be themselves because we're so pleased for them. I mean, we're so proud of their hard work and just themselves. That's all. And also work hard too. And follow my STARS program too. Okay. Yeah.
50 years from now, do you think there still will be a Miss America?
Yes, definitely. It will never die. It will never die, yes. Oh, yes, definitely. Do you think you will stay for the next 50 years? Be 100 years old to be CEO? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, okay. No.
This questioner and others have asked you to go into a little more detail about your early childhood training and education.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I remember a lot of this decision had to go with my mom because I was very little. I was not mature enough to make a decision. But when Mother went to a clinic in Denver, Colorado, she studied all different communication options, and she kept her mind open, like oral, sign language, total communication. What that mean? Both oral and sign language, and cued speech. And the other one is very difficult to say. Accoupting. I spell it for you. It's ACOUPEDIC. That means a person will stand behind a deaf person. With a deaf person will wear hearing aid, and they're trained to listen with all the sound they have with a hearing aid. Okay, Mother studied each method. She also met deaf children who used different communication methods. She was very pleased with oral and acupuncture training, so she chose this. But she realized that the oral communication she chose, that meant she had to work with me 24 hours a day. I'm not saying that anybody can learn to speak, just have a speech therapist or teachers. What I'm saying, it takes both family and speech therapists to work together to help a deaf child to speak. I'm talking about a lot of patience, courage, and strong faith. It's not easy. And then I went to public school when I was in kindergarten until I was 4th grade, and then I went to school for the deaf in St. Louis, Missouri, called Central Institute for the Deaf. They taught me how to speak, to read, and to read lips more. Then, when I was 14 and a half, I graduated from the school for the deaf and went to public high school. And I did not learn to sign until I was junior at high school, and I learned sign language in public school. Some public high school teach sign language. And then, that's what my school was. Okay.
With Congress cutting government spending programs, are you worried that they will eliminate projects that help the disabled?
Am I worried? Eliminated and get rid of project?
Eliminate programs that help the disabled.
Yeah, okay, no, I'm not willing, however, I can't. In other words, I'm sure as long as we take responsibility, I'm talking about the people with disability and as long as we take responsibility and bring awareness to other people, we need this, we truly need this help. They will keep the project going. Yeah. Okay.
We understand that you are preparing for a career as an educator. Do you plan to teach hearing impaired students? Can you tell us a little bit about your plans?
Okay, which one? I understand.
As an educator. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We understand that you are preparing for a career as an educator.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I remember in the past format, and especially in the very beginning, I told some news press that I said, maybe that my major is accountant, I might change my major, like maybe be a math professor or or being a counselor or something like that. And now, I don't know for sure because I have more opportunities. So I decided not to say a word right now. I want to wait until the right time. But this one, did I plan to teach hearing challenge? Everybody's welcome. Anybody's welcome to come to my classroom. So, yeah. But, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now on the dance, we know of your interest in the dance. What favorite ballet company, your favorite dancer?
Okay, there's so many dance ballet companies I love. I love the one in Russia, but it's something like the Bolshoi Ballet Company. It was beautiful. They dance with character. I love that. And my favorite dancer is Mikhail Bushkov. Yeah. Do you know Mikhail Bushkov? Yeah. He was a dancer from Russia. He came to America, and he danced for the American Ballet Theater. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Now, before we get to the last question, which is our zinger, our tough one, I have some gifts to present to you. First, a certificate of appreciation for being with us today on behalf of the club.
And this one.
And secondly, a little gift that you can carry around the country to show, to read the shirt. I'll read the shirt.
Yeah.
I can't bear not being a member of the National Press Club.
Thank you.
And now for our final question. No peeking this time. Can we please see you wearing your crown?
Well, I don't know about that. Because I don't want people to take the wrong idea. And I want this crown on my hand, the power in my hand, to make a difference in other people's lives. And if I put it on my hand, some people would think, wow, beauty queen, what a beautiful woman. I don't want that. I want them to see my heart more, because I really care people so much. And that's what Miss America is about to me. So, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Miss Whitestone. It was a very enlightening and inspiring luncheon. I thank you all for coming, and good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.